Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans. With your host, Jesse Martin.
What are you talking about? You're out of your mind.
John Taman.
We finally got professional football back. This is going to be fun.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Max Taylor.
As long as you got Jaden Daniels, you got a chance to win.
Spanning the eras of Washington football. Honoring the past. Commanding the future. And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taylor.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody, from Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. Just wanted everybody to take a look at everything right now and understand it's Friday night, and Scott wants you to settle back and have a good time. All right, that's enough of that crap. Get this thing off of my screen. What are we doing here? I'm trying to drive everybody away right before we even start. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. You're probably wondering why there's a Bleeding Burgundy Podcast this week, since there hasn't been any Burgundy that's been bleeding anywhere. But, damn, that was a workout right there. Happy Valentine's Day, Karen Hartley. Nice to see you, dear. Oh, let's see. What do we got here for Scotty? Oh, we know Karen's taking a peek. Let's see if we can help Scotty out for the weekend here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Read it out there, Scott.
Let's do it. All my heart.
He sounds like a freaking soccer coach. All right, boys, let's do it. There he is. All right. Jesus Christ. I swear to God. The things we do for your marriage. Honestly, God. Anyway, I'm John Taman. I'm the world's worst podcast host. Welcome, everybody. It's nice to see you. I'm glad everybody's getting ready to have a nice Valentine's Day and sticking around to see what the hell we've got to talk about. Speaking of things that we've got to talk about, there's my good friend from southeastern Virginia, Jesse, but you're still out in West Virginia. So there he is from southeastern to western Virginia. He's just traversing the entire...
You can classify it as southeastern Western Virginia.
You go. That's what you can do. And for some reason, this music is not loading. Come on. Do we have all kinds of technical difficulties? There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
God dang it. Sometimes you got to kick the orchestra in the ass. You know, you got to go over and crack the whip. How's things going, man? How's your daughter?
Day by day, getting there. We know it's going to be a slow, long road, but just taking everything day by day.
Well, thanks to everybody out there that donated last week when
Absolutely.
we put up the GoFundMe to help out with a couple of bills. Jesse's had a bit of a rough run of luck here, injury-wise, in the family and with himself over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And, hey, man, we appreciate everybody, and, you know, we do it for you, and often we do.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's definitely much appreciated. I mean, it's going to be, I'm sweating a little bit, but it is what it is. And everything, every little bit helps. It really does. And it is much appreciative. And,
all right.
So thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see here. Of course, at the bottom of the screen, coming back to the United States this spring, Scott. About that. That's how you doing, man? How you been?
Yeah, all good. Busy week, very busy week. But apart from that, I'm all good, mate. I'm looking forward to the weekend, thankfully.
That's good. That's one of those answers that I always like on the podcast. It says absolutely nothing, but has about 30 words in it, including things like, yeah, all good, all good. Yeah, all good, all good. Yeah. I always like those kinds of answers. I just think they're fun.
Well, I could just call you a knob, and then we'd be friends, wouldn't we? That's how it goes.
I'm a complete knob. I'm the guy that when I go up to the register at the grocery store and the girl says, "How you doing?" and I go, "Okay," but you don't really care, do you? And I just watch their face to see what they say. You don't really give a shit, do you? Anyway. Okay, so we've had a week this week. It's been there was a Super Bowl. So why don't we start off just
There was
talking
that.
We'll start off talking about the Super Bowl a little bit. I'm going to start. I liked it. I thought it was a good game. I know a lot of people complained about it, said it was boring, and I'll tell you what, as soon as I saw somebody say to me, "Oh, that Super Bowl was boring," you went on one of my lists. You know that? In my head, you went on one of my lists. And it's a list that's not necessarily the worst list, but it ain't the best list. But I thought it was an excellent game. I like watching a very good defense take a quarterback and an offense and just put them in a box. Jesse, what did you think?
I thought the game was boring. From the beginning, this was the matchup I don't think really many people wanted to see.
That happens. So what?
I don't think neither of those, maybe the Seahawks. I thought Seahawks probably deserved it to be there a little bit more than the Patriots did. But I mean, the Seahawks did what they were supposed to do. They got Drake May's ahead and just totally dominated the game on the defensive side of the ball. I have issues with Kenneth Walker getting the MVP. I thought it should have been someone on the defense. I thought Witherspoon was amazing. It wasn't my favorite Super Bowl in the world, no, but it wasn't the worst Super Bowl.
You know, when the Commanders are in one, then it'll be my next favorite Super Bowl. Right now, my favorite Super Bowl would be 1991's Super Bowl 26.
Mm-hmm.
That one was a damn good one. Super Bowl 17, that one was fun. Super Bowl 22, that one was great. And anyway, Scott, eventually you'll get to see a Super Bowl, but compared to the ones that you have seen, when I say you'll get to see one with our team in it, how'd you like that game?
It was okay. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Defensive masterclass from both sides, which was great to see. If you're into the defensive side of the ball, it's nice to see sacks. It's nice to see corners playing well on both sides of the ball. Thought Gonzalez had a fantastic game.
No kidding.
And then Witherspoon, as you said, great. You know, a lot of the free agents who were out there as well from the Seattle side, which I'm sure we'll get into soon, they played pretty well. But then it heated up a little bit more in the second half. You know, when Drake May needed a touchdown, one came, and you were like, okay, this is now getting interesting. But it just took a bit too long for me. And with Jesse, I was a little bit bored at times, but it was okay. Well, it wasn't too bad a game.
You know, here's the thing. For me, I've always liked my favorite game. My favorite Redskins game was a 9-5 win over the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. It was fucking awesome. It was defense like you wouldn't believe. I love defensive football. I love to watch an offense just get smothered. And regardless of whether or not Drake May had an injury, I don't think it much mattered because it wasn't Drake May who was initially getting his ass kicked. It was that left tackle Campbell.
Oh, he was terrible.
Was getting his butt whipped all doggone night.
It wasn't just Campbell that was getting his butt whipped. The whole fucking offensive line was getting their ass whipped from Moses to Campbell. They were awful.
Moses to Campbell. Lordy B. Anyway, it was nice to watch the Patriots lose a Super Bowl. That was fun. That is always fun. And, you know, for you people that are in Boston, fuck off. We don't give a shit. You assholes were on top for a long time. So now you come crawling back after a couple of years of rebuilding and you get back there and you get your ass kicked. We're all kind of happy about that. I do feel pretty good for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, you've given them a lot of shit over the years, especially on this show.
The FBI.
And you know, good for him.
Yeah,
it would be his probably one and only Super Bowl, but he got one. He's really turned his career around. It goes to show that the teams that you get drafted with, you know, it's a death. It could be a death sentence to players.
You're saying the Jets are a problem for players? Get out.
I'm saying teams like the Jets, teams like the Browns, teams, like the Raiders.
Right.
Those
us.
types of teams. Until recently.
Right.
Until a seismic shift happens at the top, some of these players they never had that chance. But once Darnold got out of there, he started to work his career back up. Same thing, with Baker Mayfield. Those two players, I think, kind of
were they the same class? I don't think so.
I think they were a year apart.
I think they were a year apart. Darnold was with somebody else. I can't quite remember who. Somebody will tell me.
He was with the Jets. Then he went.
I know he was with the Jets.
Panthers.
Jets. He went to the Panthers. Then
I know that. I mean, I'm talking about the other quarterbacks drafted with him because he went second. There was another guy that went first, and I can't remember who it was.
Mitch Trubisky. Or was that too far?
Trubisky
back?
was a number 2 pick too. But I don't remember who it was, but it was right around that range there. The Jets. Before I get into the Jets, here's the thing. I thought there is precedent. It's only happened once, but a defensive player from the losing side, Chuck Howley, a linebacker for the Cowboys, won the MVP of the Super Bowl when they played the Colts in Super Bowl 5. All right, 5, which is the second Super Bowl I actually remember watching. The thing is, Gonzalez could have had an argument for it. If that game would have stayed really close the way it was, Gonzalez could have had an argument. If there was anybody from an opposing team who would have had an argument lately for an MVP, he was awesome in that football game.
I'm just looking at that draft that you talked about, the 2018 draft. It was Baker Mayfield 1, Darnold was 3, Josh Allen went 7th, Josh Rosen went 10th to the Cardinals. We took Daron Payne that year, and then I'm looking at any other quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson went 32nd. Wow.
Yeah. That's a good class, except for one guy. One guy stands out incredibly. Josh Rosen, by the way. Thank you very much for the Taurus that you rented me from the Enterprise Rent-A-Car in downtown Baltimore. I had to go up there for a little while. I didn't want to use my own car, so I needed to rent a car. And what do you know? Josh Rosen running the Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
We were trying to trade for Josh Rosen.
Oh, no, I remember the talk, but God, that would have been the worst. Now, speaking of the worst, the Jets. Okay, they are death for players. All right. Now you've heard today that no more report cards, right? The NFL said no more report cards. All right. I put a post up that said I couldn't care less. It doesn't affect me one way or the other. And, I've since had people admonish me, tell me that I'm wrong about this. And you know what? When people talk to me about things like that, I'll listen. And I think you're right. I think I'm wrong about this because I find out that the worst place that there is that's got an F is the Jets. They can't keep a player to save their life. They can't keep a coach. And it was the Jets, Woody Johnson, that got the whole thing killed. So, yeah, if you get drafted to the Jets, I can't remember a player who thought about actually not play. Like John Elway refused to come to the NFL unless he got, he was going to go play with the Yankees. But a guy that would stay in college, is going to stay in college. I guess
you can't. Once you declare, you can't
right.
undeclare.
They'll find a way to change that because people are going to get tired of getting picked by the Jets and having their career ruined every 3 years. If you're a quarterback,
or they'll just do the same thing they did to Woody Johnson as they did to Dan Snyder. Somehow find a way to get him out.
Get rid of him.
Vigilantism, I'm not so sure I like that. Unless the guy's really a bad guy, which he's a billionaire, probably means it is. He is a bad guy.
I'm sure he's in the Epstein list.
Oh, I'm not even going to talk about billionaires right now. I'm at who's in the Epstein list. There's one billionaire in all of this that I'll have any respect for because I don't think
you're a billionaire, you're on that list, guaranteed.
Listen here, that's why I bought me a goddamn ship. I can stay way the hell outside the 3 mile limit Ain't nobody got me.
Jerry's got his own island.
I live on my own moving island. That's right.
It's the swirling Hernandez Villa.
Point me away from the Coast Guard, Captain Pablo, and everything is just fine. Now, just make sure that my helicopter gets under the radar so I can go watch the Cowboys. I guarantee you, Jerry Jones has a double that sits up in that damn booth of his. Just sits there, does that while he's out on his ship somewhere. All right, so Super Bowl. Anything left to talk about in the Super? Oh, we watched. Thankfully, to everybody that's out there, we watched the halftime show. I'm here to report. Jesse, I didn't have any. Jesse and I, we were on. We sat here and we watched it together. Right. Yeah. I didn't have any gay episodes this week. Did you?
No, there was a close call though. I was standing in line at the supermarket and my hand almost touched another guy's ass. So I'm not sure if it was from the Super Bowl halftime show, but I'm gonna,
Were you dancing the salsa while you were in line? Because if you were, then anything goes. Jeez.
No, I was not.
All right, so here's the thing: we both watched it, and both of us sat there during the whole doggone thing, going, "Where's all the gay stuff? Where's all the horrible stuff? What's going on? Where's all the terrible stuff? It's not my style of music. I did not rush out and put a single Bad Bunny song on any of my playlists, but the show was fine. I didn't have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it kind of there was a story behind it, and I would. Not going to say it's the best Super Bowl halftime show in the world or even top 5, but I
liked it better than
different. Yeah, me too. It was different. It had a story, and certain people are melting over it, and it kind of makes me laugh.
Well, that's what snowflakes do. They melt. All right. And seriously, I'll say 2 things about that. Without getting political. Number one, if you don't like the halftime show and you can come up with another one and get people to watch it and sell advertising for it, I'm all for that, man. That's fucking
go
America.
ahead.
That's America. That's capitalism. If you can find an audience and do it. That's fine. I had a guy last week telling me he was not going to watch the Satanist fucking show.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I watched a Christian wedding happen in the halftime show.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. People got married. It was nothing. Next year, though, Foo Fighters, come on. Let's get something going on.
Sure. Yeah, and I just want to say something. Like for all the people that come in and saying that was satanistic, and it's like, grow the fuck up, man. Just grow the fuck up.
I'll tell you what. Here, let me do something real quick for all you people that think it might be Satanist. There you go. That's for all of you fucking people that are terrified of your own shadow. I see that the Congress. Hi, how you doing, Skins? What's up, man? So anyway. We're getting ready to talk about some Washington Commanders free agent possibilities. And I think it's better that we get into that before I keep yelling ooga booga at all the people that were worrying about the Satanists at the halftime show.
I was asleep, John.
Oh, were you asleep? I'm sorry, Scott.
Yes, it's a half an hour kip for me. It's great. It's easy just to go halftime shows on, put that off, have half an hour sleep, come back to it. It's all good.
You know what?
Very late, so I think I got to bed about 4:30 in the end. So yeah,
there you go. The Super Bowl halftime for me is what I call my annual dip in. I put my toe in some top pop music and I watch it for 20 minutes and I go, okay. There's pop music for now. I didn't mind it. It had a good rhythm to it. I don't know which part was supposed to turn me away. All those women that were twerking around. That was part of. Oh my God! I'm feeling revulsion coming over me because women are dancing. All right. Anyway, let's talk about some free agents here. Let me move the screen.
And we're specifically talking about the defense today, aren't we? We did offense last time out.
We did some offense last time out. We talked about some of the bigger names that we had up there, and I'm going to try to do a little bit better job and let you guys put together. So I'm just going to kind of stand out of the way and referee a little bit, but I'm going to try to hang on a minute. I got to set some things up first. So let me just go.
Yeah.
Free agents.
Oh, a quick question for you two guys, actually, though. While we're on the subject of
which position do you want to start with? Huh?
Oh,
which position? Would you like some doggy style action, or would you like
consult the Kama Sutra?
I mean, Scott's going straight for the Kama Sutra. Jesus,
man, I'm staking potatoes.
Let's go the D line for right now, because this is the easy one. There's only one player on my list that I'm focusing on.
All right, I'm going edge first. So,
okay, well, all right. Then let's go edge first.
Well, that's defensive line, huh?
No, not in this defense. No.
All right. Well,
we're running
interior line. Let's see. Interior defensive lineman. All right, I have to figure out how to work this thing right here. I'm going to share my screen, and I am just going to share a window because I don't want y'all looking at the bubble porn I'm looking at on the side here.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, man, seriously, bubble porn. Ooh. All right, you know what? Hang on a second. I got to do something first. Welcome, everybody, to the world's worst podcast host. But I've got to figure out how to do things. Share screen, and now I'm going to pick a window, and there's the window. You're going to have to pay attention to the ads that Spot Rack puts on the screen there. They put a lot of ads on the fucking screen, but we can see through them here. So we're looking at interior defensive line, and it is set up from market value highest to lowest. Let me change that. So highest to lowest.
My guys, the main, and this is the only one because I think our defensive line right now is okay, but a guy that I really want.
Does that look all right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is John Franklin Myers of Denver.
There he is, John Franklin Myers. All right, hang on one second here. I'm moving along. We're going to go to John Franklin Myers. I got to go to ProFootballReference.com here. Hold up just a second here.
They got the Spot Track's got all of his
all that stuff there.
Yeah,
all that stuff there. Just click on it.
Okay, there you go. How about that? Amazing. All right, so here's his contract terms. So I was looking at his stats and whatnot, but there you go.
Yeah, and they got his market value and everything on there. I like him because of the style of defense that he comes in, and it's not going to be too expensive to get him. Denver runs the exact same defense that our new defensive coordinator is going to run. It's a hybrid 3-4. Match him along with our other D line that we have on, with Kinlaw, with
Johnny Newton.
Johnny Newton.
Johnny Newton. You're talking about maybe refinancing Daron Payne. Refinancing.
That's a possibility, or letting or maybe finding.
He's under contract. So we're taking if we cut him, maybe we're taking an $11 million dead cap hit. That's stupid.
Yeah, but we're saving a lot more.
We get a $16 million opening if we cut him.
So we're saving money.
For 60,
the question there would be
that's 16. Great. But you know what? I can tell you this. I can go to the fucking supermarket and I can save money buying the cereal that's way down on the bottom shelf that's in a bag this big. Right? Some of y'all out there know what I'm talking about. Or I can buy some cereal that's above it a little bit and it's going to taste a fuck lot better.
None of the guys that we have is going to be able to play that nose. We don't have a nose.
Not at the minute because Eddie Goldman was our nose tackle. But looking at what we've got there with Daron Payne, you've got to look back and think to yourself, from what you're hearing in the building, they're not wanting to change his contract at all, which really, really surprises me. Either we extend him now and say, right, that's it, you're here for another 2 years and you're extended, or we try and trade him, which again would incur an $11 million cap hit, but you'd get a pick back of some description, probably a fifth at probably best now, to be honest.
If you trade him, you don't get a cap hit. You trade the cap. You trade everything with him.
You trade the whole contract.
Right, you trade his contract. So it's up to the team to pick up whatever that is. We don't get a dead cap. If we get a dead cap, if we cut him, and that's what the dead cap hit is meant to prevent, which is teams fucking doing the magic math and then cutting players.
But when you look at the amount of dead cap we have against every team in the NFL, we have the lowest dead cap out of anyone. I think it was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
His is a little high, but yeah, you're right.
I know, but it's not as if you can't take that. I mean, we have got 12 million now, so realistically, even though the cap has gone up, we're not really seeing the benefits of that cap going up.
It's easily absorbable, and getting rid of him will. I mean, that's going to net us like $7 million. So fuck the dead cap. The dead cap doesn't really. We would save money against the cap by cutting him, if that's what we want to do. If that's what we want to do. But I do think we need to add. We need to add someone, regardless if we keep Payne or not. This is regardless.
I'm in the camp of Payne. Okay, for me, it's this. All right, the cap. We just got the number. It's like what 304 that we got. Like that. Okay, he's $28 million. All right, that's less than 10% of the cap. Okay, I always look at the cap this way. For one, it's a malleable number. It's a stroke of the pen can erase so much. But you look at your team in a way in which it's 53 players that are cap players, right? You don't count practice squad players, correct? You count your active roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's active roster, yeah.
All right, hold on a minute. I got to sneeze. The thing is, you have your core. Oh, excuse me. You have your core. Thank you. I didn't mean to sneeze in the middle of but it's right in the middle of my point, you motherfucking nose of mine. You have your core. You pay your core players, right? Obviously, Jaden will be one of our core players. He's going to get paid. But you look at and your core of your football team, and I'm talking generally across the NFL, is going to be about 6 to 8 guys, maybe 9, 10 guys tops. All right, they're not all going to make tons of money, but all of that core is going to make 65% of your cap, and the rest spread out among the other, 45 players. Am I wrong?
But is he a core of the future though?
At less than 10% of the cap for this year, yeah, he is. What are you going to get
for one player? For one player, 10%. That's a lot. Yes, $28 million. That's a lot for a player that is going to be changing positions. Who didn't have a great year last year.
He didn't have a bad year. But I mean, you got to look at it in context of everything. The whole damn defense was bad.
So I'm reading this
in-law and say he had a bad year. Nobody had a good year on our defense.
I'm reading this, John, and practice squad players do count against the salary cap.
All right, well, there you go. My fault. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, my goddamn nose is bugging me, so I'm going to blow my nose. Y'all continue with your argument about whatever the hell I wasn't talking about.
I think you're right with what you're saying. John Franklin Myers there, Jesse, is correct. Yeah. He's the best one on the market at the moment. Problem you have got with that is, would you be able to sign him, or do you end up in a bidding war? Do you know what I mean? And that's where you
and that's something that you got to you have to weigh a little bit, but it's something that I would. There's a couple players on my list that if you get in a bidding war, I would bump up a little bit just to get them on there because we need players, and he's one of them. He is one of them. Now, again, it is going to be a lot like last year, where a lot of these teams are going to re-sign their players. Looking at the list of defensive linemen, this is the one player on the D line that I think we should definitely focus on and try to snag out of the hands of whoever's going to go after him.
I like the fact that he's got a lot of interior pressure. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse on that or not, but 8 sacks and 7 sacks coming from the interior, that's what we were wanting out of Daron Payne or John Allen. Now, see, I still believe in Payne. I've seen what he can do. We've seen what
he wants to. He can wreck shop, but it's like he's got to be motivated, and he just hasn't been. The past 2 years, he hasn't been.
I look at. Well, I mean, that would be a character fault. I look at his coaching, but if it's up to him, you're right, to be motivated. It's up to you to be motivated. Last year he was hurt a little bit. I would rather see what he's still got rather than if we cut Daron Payne, take the $11 million cap hit, that leaves us a $16 million left to spend. Are we going to get? All right, so we're looking at Myers here.
You get him for under 16 million, probably looking at a 10. Realistically, after a bit of a bidding war,
they're looking at
7. But they're saying 8. That's just what they're saying on there. You got to remember, John, this is free agency. He's had a very good season with Denver. People will pay over the odds for him.
I mean, his top comparable player is Dante Fowler. Does that mean he's going to be running into our linebackers and knocking them over?
That's because they lump interior and edge with linebackers as well.
Yeah,
so
it's for 4-3s. Yeah.
So he is the best on the market, though, Jesse. You are correct.
Yeah.
So both in agreement.
Like I said, I think this is one of the top D line that I kind of focused in on because I know he can bring, because he is not only a good player, but he can help implement the system that our D coordinator is going, because they run Advanced Joseph runs the same one in Denver.
So let's look at edge rushers then, John, if you want
real
to pop
quick,
that back up. Since
we're going to look at edge rushers, I'm going to throw a grenade in the hatch real quick. Max Crosby. What would you give? Would you trade for Max Crosby? And what would you think it would cost? How far into the future would you go for Max Crosby?
I just don't know if we can because of the lack, because of all the assets we've already given up.
2027, 2028. I mean, I'm not trying to advocate for this.
Now they're trying. Listen, I don't know if you heard the new reports, but their owners are trying to push that 3 years worth of draft picks to make it 5 years. You can go 5 years out of the draft. Now, will it happen this year? I have no idea. But for the likes of Crosby, you're going to have to give up multiple first-round picks.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about that.
That's just facts, man. And I just don't see us being able to do that. If somehow we fucking pulled a rabbit out of our hat and we had to give up this year's and next year's, okay, I'll be okay with it. I wouldn't be very happy. I mean, I wouldn't be like ecstatic.
He got his first fucking sack. Yeah. I mean, he better play well.
Yeah. But I wouldn't hate it. Okay. I wouldn't hate it. But I just don't know how, with the little assets that we want, especially with the suitors that he's going to, the suitors that he's going to have, and he's going to have suitors.
Philadelphia,
if we could even compete, if we can even compete with that.
And it's the contract price as well against the cap is massive. You know, it's over 30 million. Which is a lot of money. I'm looking at this in free agency and saying spend on money, absolutely, but I'm not recklessly spending on money. I'm looking at that and saying you can get 2 top players in free agency for the price you could get for Max Crosby, but do them 2 match what Max Crosby would give you? I don't know. If you can trade assets in the future, fantastic, go for it. But I wouldn't go for...
I just don't know if Peters has the time to be able to do that, just because of, you know, we're paying, you know, we made our big trades in Lattimore and Tunsil. One paid off, one hasn't.
Right.
So I just don't know if he can risk, you know, giving away that many assets when we're still dealing with the same problems we've had before, and the fact that we don't have a big core of players. And to get a core, you need to draft well. You need to have draft picks, and we just don't have that.
I believe 100% in what you're talking about right there. Everything you said was 100% right. And I will go ahead and say this. I'm old, all right? We know this. So I'm going to give you old guy perspective on this. George Allen traded away everything. All right, the future is now. Okay, our first shot at glory was George Allen, and that was his credo. The future is now. If you looked at you youngins out there, if you went back and looked at Redskins history and look at what George Allen traded away, we were called the Ramskins for a few years there because everybody came from the LA Rams, which was George Allen was a coordinator with them under, I think, John Robinson, but he traded away everything. Our first round pick that we had from like 1971 on was Darrell Green, 1983. All right. We only had 3 first round picks through most of those years. One of them was Green. One of them was Art Monk in 81, or was he 81? Either way, for like 9-10 years, we didn't have picks. All right. The difference was back in those days, it was like a 16, 18 round draft. If you look at like Dexter Manley, we got Dexter Manley in like the 10th round. We got Monty Coleman in like the 12th or 16th round. So it was a different world, but that was one of the reasons why they put a cap on how many years down the road you can go, because it's very tempting to do it. And I don't think, even though as much as Max Crosby would be tempting, I don't think that I want to go that deep into spending picks.
Agreed.
Years down.
Yeah, and I think Peters kind of did his that impression, last year when he went all in on aging veterans, on to try to win it all this year.
I disagree with that whole.
In a sense, in a sense, I think he did.
But okay.
Okay, that's what he did. He went all in on this year, and it didn't work out.
I disagree that he went all in. I think that what he looked at was how much we needed to get and what was available, and said, I can't afford to tie up years worth of cap and everything on this crap ass crop. All right. I heard somebody, Edge. That's who it was.
Yeah.
Edge the shooter. Great photographs. Good guy. I like talking with him. I like chatting with him. But he said, look what the Patriots did. They went in all, they got free agents. And you're right. They did. They got free agents and they went ahead and made it work. They also got one of the biggest acquisitions of the offseason, which flies under the radar there, which is Mike Vrabel. I thought that made a hell of a difference for them. But I don't think that Adam Peters fucked up last offseason. I think that we got tripped up by tremendous injuries. Go ahead, Scotty. Oh.
Well, no, I don't believe he fucked up. I think he made a gamble, and the gamble didn't pay off because of injuries.
How's Scott got my picture up there? Hold on, what the fuck is up with that?
I think he's logged in under you anyway.
Oh, that's right. He's logged in under me. So here, I can play with some fun here. Let's see what we can do here. Hey, here, let's see what Scotty looks like today. There he is. We'll make him that. I guess I can't. It won't change it. Anyway, if you're not watching on YouTube, you're missing all this fun, which, by the way, while Scott is taking a moment, I'm going to go ahead and say to everybody over there on social media that's watching this podcast on Jesse's feed, come on over to YouTube, drop on in, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us all the stuff that I don't want to say the word deserve. I hate that word, but give us all the stuff that we would give to you. Right? And that goes a long way. It really does.
Yeah.
Yep. Drop us a thumbs up. Do all kinds of stuff like that. Jesse wants you to jerk him off, but that's okay too. All right. So, hello, Scotty.
That was a bit weird. Anyway, yeah, all good, mate. Sorry.
All right. So tell me where you guys want to go next on the truck. We're talking about Edge, right? So let me go ahead and share. If I'm going to share, I got to start talking like this. So I'm going to find something here to share. I hate share. Is that sharing?
Yeah, it's doing something.
Not sharing.
Edge / outside linebackers is, we also got to think about that too. And my guy is Odafe Owe. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Agree with you. That is exactly my advice.
If we want to spend some money on Edge, that's the guy I would like to do that, and I think we can get him for around $18 to $20 million, somewhere around there.
Well, that's right where they've got him here on Spot Track. By the way, Spot Track's not paying us a dime, but you should. You should. You know why? Because we're good guys. We're fucking good guys.
I want to re-sign Dietrich Wise, obviously. I also want Von Miller back. And then I also want to throw out another name in Azeez Ojulari. He might be, because we can get him a lot cheaper, a lot cheaper, especially if we're thinking about going edge in the draft. That's someone.
Azeez
Ojulari. If we're targeting a defensive end or edge in the draft, I think maybe we save some money and go in that direction because we still have Armstrong. Let's not forget Dorrance Armstrong, man. He played pretty damn well for us last year.
Look, Dorrance Armstrong is not a sexy name. All right, he's not a guy.
It's not. But again, we do have to realize this is a different defense. This is a different defense.
True.
Armstrong is more of a 4-3 defensive end than a 3-4 outside linebacker.
What do you think of Quiddy Pay?
No, too big. He's too.
I'm sorry.
No, he's not going to be too. He's not going to be too expensive. He's fine. I think Adafeowe is better than him, but he's too big. As in, he's more of a defensive lineman than he is.
Yeah, I did look at Quiddy Pay. I mean, just the numbers just doesn't for me. The numbers just doesn't do it for the price that he's going to get on the market.
Let me change.
Before I kind of knew what we were going to run, which is going to be a 3-4. I was kind of looking more towards signing 2 free agent edge rushers, and one of them I like a lot, who's on the upward trajectory, is Malcolm Kuntz, who's a little bit further down that page there for the Raiders, John. His stats this season not been great, but last season, season before, he was on the up. But you can still see he's on the up. Adafeowe is the one I really want to go with in this. Another probable sneaky one, if we're looking at this, maybe Joseph Asai, if you get priced out, would be a good signing as well for about $9 million. Thereabouts. And as I said before, it's what can you, if you're cutting players, we're forgetting.
I finally found those Z's. There we go. Hold on a minute.
Even looked at Lattimore. So if you take Lattimore out of it completely, that's $18 million you're going to get back straight away. So there is money available here. We're going to go probably to about, when you make cuts, Percy Butler, you maybe cut Nick Algretti, you're looking at about $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Butler going anywhere. He's a good special teams player.
A special teams player that can be cut for $300,000, saving you $3 million, Jesse. That's the point.
You're right. And probably can be re-signed. But I would also point out that our new defensive coordinator pointed out Tyler Owens by name.
He did,
Tyler
Owens, Quan Martin, and Will Harris. So that's another reason.
All right, so
and he mentioned Reeves as well. So
edge is high on everybody's list. But one thing I notice here are, for one, I've just got
the age of the available edges out there. That's the ones that I kind of want to stay away from the older edges.
A lot, of them.
But I would re-sign Von Miller, because we could get him on the cheap. We can get him on the cheap.
God, no.
Gotta have some depth.
I don't know how
man.
cheap. You know what? I might think Joey Bosa over Von Miller. I mean, Von Miller, I think, is just going to float around and see who's going to give him the best options. And
Joey Bosa is going to be hurt on his third snap. I mean, come on.
Right, that's true too. The third snap is usually what you hear when Joey Bosa walks on the field. Ow!
Depends what you want. I mean, why is his like 2.6 mil his market value? That's about right. I'd definitely re-sign Wise. I mean, Jalen Holmes. I'd probably sign Jalen Holmes again.
I mean, that's all depth, but you can get Von Miller for about the same price as you can get Dietrich Wise. Why not bring him? And probably cheaper, actually.
Okay.
And Vaughn is a true 3-4 outside linebacker too. He's better in that than a 4-3.
I can't deny that. And he had an okay season, to be fair.
He had a pretty daggone good season.
All right,
especially if we used him in the manner that we were supposed to use him, and means about 20% of snaps instead of, since everybody fucking got injured. I think he's a good depth. He would be a good depth piece, and especially if we drafted one of these young edge rushers in the first round. How valuable was Von Miller and his experience to that?
All right, so what you just brought up brings me to something that you pointed us out that Adam Schefter wrote this week. And by the way, Adam Schefter, I know you pay attention to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip right now. When you're at home and you're doing yourself a video, put some makeup on. I mean, you're a little pasty. I know I shouldn't be talking, but I'm talking. All right. So Schefter pointed out that was it his tweet that you posted up? We were talking about somebody's video that you posted. All right, the free agent class and the draft class is fairly weak this year. All right, and once again, because the cap has expanded a lot, teams have money to re-sign. So as we look at free agency, even though we're talking about what we'd like to do with these players, we've got to hope that they make it to free agency first.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Skins Nation says, "Oh my God, wait a minute,
not anymore, not anymore.
Not anymore.
For 18
Not
million,
anymore.
it's a no-brainer. You're right. AP on the hot seat. Everybody's always on the hot seat. I think that you can give a little bit of grace for injury last year, but AP, yeah, man. This year you've got money. This year it depends again, like I said, on how many players hit free agency. But you got to make the right moves. You got to make them hit. All right, you got to make some players hit. It's that simple.
And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, Scott. You know, if you got to pay a little extra for that John Franklin Myers or some of these linebackers, which I think the free agent linebacker is the most robust out of all of them
so far. Until the sign,
you got to do it. Yeah. You got to do it. You spend that extra money because we do have a little bit of extra money, even though we got a lot of roster spots to fill. You know, you don't be so frugal. Don't be so frugal is all I'm saying.
I want a good. If we were ending up with 100 mil, which is kind of where I think we'll settle on. I want 10 million left by the time we get to the end of the draft signed, and you've got a little bit of leftovers. Spend 90 million. Get it gone. Get it down the road, because what you need to do is free agency is for needs. Talent is the draft.
I agree. I do agree. Nothing's a set in stone rule when it comes to that. All right. So here's linebacker. Now, me, from a personal opinion, we have neglected linebacker for so long that I would not be surprised if the state showed up and seized our linebackers and said, "You don't deserve them," because this has been such a problem. Bobby Wagner is the top of the list because we're looking at it from the age standpoint. Look, you know what? A lot of talk. If they re-sign Bobby Wagner, I'm not going to complain so much. If he gets more than 55 to 60% of the playing time, I'm going to complain. But to have him on the sidelines is not going to hurt anybody. He can tackle better than anybody. But I would like to see somebody else come in at middle line.
Here's where I'm looking at, and here's where I want to throw some money. Okay, these two players right here, they're Quay Walker. Okay,
yeah, that's mine.
Quincy Williams.
Quay Walker. So you're in the queues. All right,
I have a huge list of linebackers, but I'm talking about high dollar linebackers. Those two are the highest of the high. That I would not
looking at an $8 million, $8.5 million, maybe
it's not that,
$9
it's
after
not that
negotiation.
Well, I'm talking about for linebackers. That's the market for good linebackers is the $8 to $10 million range.
I'm fine with that. I'm
fine. So Devin Lloyd is projected to get 20 million.
Yeah, I'm not paying Devin Lloyd. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. But he can stay home. But you can get a Quay Walker or a Quincy Williams. Look, Quincy Williams is great too. Alex Singleton. Listen, another name that it's not a household name, but is a really good linebacker out of Denver. Again, plays the same defense as our defensive coordinator. Alex Singleton, you can get him for $4.4 million. Then you also have the likes of Leo Chanel. Go ahead.
Yeah, good player. Kenneth Murray from Dallas as well. I like him, especially because DQ knows him. It's a bit cheaper than Quay Walker, but if you end up in a sweepstake and you can't afford Quay Walker, do you take someone like Kenneth Murray who's worth what, 4 million, 5 million?
5 million.
Eric Wilson. Listen, he's from Minnesota. Minnesota. Others I'd be interested is Alex Anzalone, Matt Milano, Nakobe Dean, Devin White, players like that. They're a little bit older, but if we don't, okay, that's if we don't bring Bobby back, I would look at the Matt Milano or Anzalone. Okay, have that veteran present in the locker room.
Ideally, this is where my draft strategy comes in. So if you can get a Sonny Styles and trade back a little bit in, say, to 12, 13, thereabouts, because somebody, say, wants Love, the running back.
Yeah.
And you can
I'm looking at KC. That's
what I'm saying. That's exactly.
Yeah,
or even New Orleans says, "Hey, I really need David Bailey," and we've already picked up edge, and we're happy with the edge room as we think it is. You then can draft Sonny Styles as as a will linebacker. You've got Frankie Luvu going down as well, and then you have McGee, and then if you can sign a Quay Walker or you can sign a Kenneth Murray or somebody like that, then you're absolutely set in the linebacker room, because you're always going to have a very good rotation then as well. Everyone seems to have already crowned Jordan McGee as the middle linebacker, and I don't think he's anywhere near ready to be the middle linebacker.
Whether he's a middle linebacker in a 3-4 is not really. If he's an inside linebacker, I'm ready to put him in there in a 3-4 as an inside linebacker. The dude flashes in fast. Yeah. What you want there is somebody that can fill gaps quickly and make the tackle in the hole, and that's what I see him do. He's big and he's fast.
And also remember, this isn't a traditional 3-4. This is a hybrid type of 3-4.
Everything is a 3. There's no base anymore.
No, it's not.
There's not.
But if we're going that route as the trading back and get Sonny Styles, which I'd be all for. I am too. I don't think you're gonna spend the money on the Quay Walker or a Quincy Williams or somebody like that. I really do think you bring in like someone like an Alex Singleton or an Anzalone type player with the price tag a little bit down, so you could put your money in at cornerback or put your money at wide receiver or something like that.
All right, we'll get to them in a second there. Now, but I'll tell you what, anything that we did on the linebacker side of the ball or at the linebacker position in the first day or two of free agency would make me so effing happy. It's not even funny. Your linebackers are your attackers. They're your killers, man. And that's the guys that we have neglected for so long. All right, speaking of attackers and killers, let's go to safety. So let me share my screen again. Let me figure out how to do those all the shit again. Sorry, everybody. Here we go. All right, safeties, which is go ahead.
If you want to spend some money, which I don't think they're going to do at all.
I really don't. Bryant, top of the list, Super Bowl champion.
I don't think they're going to really spend money on the safety. I don't think that's a priority for them. Jaquan Brisker and Brian Cook is the names right there.
Juan Brisker's looking at $10 million.
I'd go a little bit further down and look at like someone.
I like Nick Cross.
Look, Kevin Byard was picking balls off left and right this year.
I like Nick Cross. And Jalen Hawkins. Okay, out of New England, he played really, really well. Even a Reed Blankenship, they're in the $6 to $7 million a year range.
Kyle Duggar out of Pittsburgh is decent. Andre Sisco's only 26. He's been with the Jets. I get that, but again, he's a decent player, and you get him cheap, $3.5 million. And I don't think safety's a massive positional need right now. It is a need. That's not where I'd be spending the money.
I don't think they even look at safety, to be honest with you. But corner, yes. Top guy.
I know.
Top guy.
Probably
all right, here we go. Who you got? Let's put him out here as market value. Top guy would be Nashawn Wright. So who are you looking at?
No, I'm looking at Greg Newsome.
I'm looking at Alontae Taylor.
And you're
I'm looking at Greg Newsome, not the Newsome that we knew from Dallas, but Scott, you should be familiar with this name out of Jacksonville.
He's with Jacksonville. He had a poor season for Jacksonville, and they only just traded for him, so they swapped corners. If you remember rightly, he was with the Bengals for many years, Greg Newsome, and Jacksonville swapped corners. I can't remember who
this guy. He's 26 years old. He's I think he'd be a relative.
Oh, he had COVID. Wait a minute. He's got COVID. Or forget
it was at Cleveland, not the Bengals.
Yeah.
Apologies, yeah.
But look, Or you can go up to, you can tick up a little bit and get Jalen Watson out of Kansas City, at around $12 million a year. He's great. Everybody wants Reek Woolen, and that's fine,
Too much.
But, another name that would be cheap. That would be cheap. He didn't have the greatest year this year, but he has shown that he can play ball, is Asante Samuel Jr. Get him around $2.5 million.
There's a couple on that list. There's a couple on that list, John, that I want you to look at. Alontae Taylor is my number one need.
Here's one I'm
just
looking
over 11.
Real quick, I haven't had much input here, but Okudah comes from our defensive coordinator is definitely familiar with him
as a QB, as a cornerback 4. Yeah,
you want to bring him in as some depth piece. Kyer Elam too. We can look at Kyer Elam
from the Dolphins. That's a good one.
Oh wait, this guy Benjamin St. Just is a Canadian.
No, there's a guy on there about halfway down that nobody's talking about from Jacksonville, and it wasn't about, because obviously I've watched them a lot. It wasn't about the one that we talked about, Greg Newsome. It's Brown there, Montaric Brown. He's very good. Very, very, very good, but he's more of a slot corner. So if he's a little bit, he's further up, John, towards the top of the market value. Yeah, keep going.
See, I think that's where Asante Samuel Jr. And Britt Cunningham, having him play slot, I think that would be
If you click on market value at the top there, John, go up right to the top of the page. Click on market value there. Click on market value. It should put it in the other. It should put it in top mark. Who's top market value? And he's about 5th or 6th down.
I don't see a Brown.
Yeah, he's called Montaric Brown. Yeah,
you should have told me to look for Montarix.
He's 26. He'll be 27 by the time the season starts. He's very, very good, but he's a slot. He mainly plays in the slot. So if you're happy with Mikey on the outside and you're going to commit to that and say Mike Sammerstall is an outside corner for us, there's your slot guy.
Honest to God, I think I would commit to that. But then again, if Durante Jones says otherwise, I'm going to take whatever he says. But
yeah,
just in just evidence of my own eyes and watching where he plays best in the shit that we were running before. He's an outside corner.
Yeah, he is at the moment, but it depends on what that scheme's like. We don't know that, do we? That's the problem.
Well, maybe problem one for person.
Because he had this massive reputation of being the inside guy, didn't he?
Well,
I mean, that's how he came out of college, but he was also a wide receiver in college. So, who the hell knows?
We also maybe they could very well be looking at Mansour Delaney for that 7th pick in the draft too. And there's your number one. You have 3 really young cornerbacks that all have talent. Delaney would be a great pick, I think, for us in the draft.
Means great. Apparently, breaking news on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast is that apparently we are hiring LSU safeties coach Jake Olson, according to CBS Sports. He's worked at LSU the last 2 seasons and helped the Tigers finish in the past season, ranked in the top 25 in scoring.
There's a Mansour Delaney's coach right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. That could be important. You never know. All right, let's see. We got a top 10 list before we go to the next place.
Perfect.
Who do you guys want to hit next? By the way,
I think we're kind of done now.
We did everything.
All right. Well, then I'll tell you what. We'll hit a top 10 list. Okay. Now, let me see here. Move ourselves around. Let's see. Top 10 Commanders fans off-season activities. I need some top 10 music. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. Am I underwater?
No, you're good.
No. Here we go. All right. The top 10 Commanders fans off-season activities. Number 10. Start a podcast.
Don't do that if you're in the UK. Thank you.
Start a podcast.
Okay. I mean, I think there's a few slots left for Commanders podcasts. The number 9 thing Commanders fans off-season activities. Inject yourself into any draft conversations and swear up and down that every player being discussed is a guaranteed bust. So whenever whoever it is the Commanders draft makes a mistake, you can pretend you were smart and you told everyone.
Yeah, Jesse.
I'm going to tell you what.
Hey,
I'm going to give myself.
I haven't said anybody's a bust. I'm just not taking just anybody in the top 10.
I know what you're saying.
I'm giving myself a little pat on the back for being able to read that. Let's see here. Note, for social media users, if confronted as to who you would want to draft, type LMAO a lot and call the person an idiot. That usually helps out. All right, the number 8 thing for top. Okay, I read the 1, and now I can't read anything else.
Today, Junior.
Thank you. Damn.
I can turn into Scatman John there.
Damn.
Scatman.
Jesse is getting me on that shit. Top 10 Commanders fans off-season activities. Number 8. Do the same with any free agent the Commanders sign, no matter what. All right, they should have gotten the other guy. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Whoever it is should have gotten the other guy. Note, the other guy is anyone they did not sign. I don't care. You can pick a name. It doesn't matter. Whoever they didn't sign, just pick it and stand on it. And practice words for using number 8. Overpaid, old, injuries, bum ass. That's a good one. Be prepared to back up claims with cherry-picked nonsense problems like Laramie Tunsil and his penalties. The number 7 top 10 Commanders off-season activities. In any negotiation, pick a side immediately and stand on it until you die. Use arbitrary reasoning to hold up as empirical evidence. Example, players fall off a cliff at age 30. All right, now, yeah, Jesse, you look nervous. Number 6, top 10 Commanders off-season activities.
That's true.
Show me them stats.
I would say this top 10 Commanders fans, then just saying that's going to piss them off. Off-season activities. Bitch and moan that the Redskins' name isn't coming back. You are a true fan, so for every 2 weeks, you must circulate a petition that will change nothing. You fucking morons. Top 10 Commanders fans off-season activities. Pretend to still be interested in the NBA.
Don't even know what that is.
What the fuck? Honest to God, it's rigged. I mean, if any sport is rigged, it's that one. The number 4 activity. Even worse, pretend to be interested in the WNBA. For fuck's sake.
No.
Nobody gives a shit about Caitlin, whatever her name is. Who cares? It's bad basketball. And if you're saying it's not, you're just trying to get laid. All right, number 3. Prepare to overreact to minicamp videos. Okay, so we've got some,
especially if you see Tamara White.
Oh, dude, there's no video of that. The number 3 key phrases to use in this. I like what I'm seeing here. Now remember, you've got a 3-second video to work with. Our room is looking good. All right, you watch a guy make a catch. Luke Caffrey he makes a catch. Our wide receiver is looking great. I expect a deep playoff run. That's what you say after minicamp videos. And also, AP is a fraud. Fire DQ immediately. This is a coverall. You can really pretty much say that anytime. The number 2 top 10 Commanders fans off-season activities. Develop interests other than football. We put that in because the national knitting group tells us to do it. We get $1 for it, but really nobody.
Hey, grab a coloring book. Do a coloring
Whatever.
book.
Nobody's dropping football. The number 1.
People who are watching this show will eat the crayons.
Just Scouts, get the fuck out of the crayons. All right. The top 10 I know I haven't picked on Scouts in 2026. There you go. Number 1 is, of course, find a random Bears fan and tell him Caleb Williams sucks. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your top 10 for the week. And I think that we're done. So look here. Here's how it's going to go. We're going to take a couple of weeks off. This was episode 299 and a half. The next episode will be the 300th episode of the Breedy Burger. I'm done. The 300th
BBP
coming up. Dude, I read this whole top 10, so don't bother me about that shit. Let me get this thing off the screen. Let's see. There we go. And let's get us back up there. There we go. All right. So the next episode will be the 300th anniversary of the 300th anniversary of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. We're going to have a good show for you. We're going to come up with some fun stuff. And then we're going to present it to you. We're going to maybe get some draft guys in here. I got a message out to our friend Ken. Maybe Ken will come on and talk to us about the draft. We'll talk some free agency as it comes available. So we'll see you guys sometime in March. And until then, this is John, and that's Jesse, and that's
Sky. Hello.
Oh, yeah, you guys are fucking great, aren't you? You guys are right on time, aren't you? All right, let me put the music on because this is the world's worst podcast host, and I host probably the world's worst podcast. See y'all in March. Everybody, enjoy your still. Talk to you later.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.